Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. If you are a returning subscriber, hi, thank you for returning. If this is your first time watching this video or my video, hello, welcome to the channel. So I will be working on this kind of piece. I will be working on this kente. It's a kente and the person came in two different. So she didn't want a slit that had a tail or a slit that was up to the floor. She just wanted it to be at her ankle, that type of slit. That was what she wanted. And it came in 3 sets. Just that the 3 sets, all of them have different patterns, so I had to, just that the colors were quite coordinating, so I had to also draft something and then create own channels to make it connect. So here in this section I am sewing the bodice, which is a corset. Is a corset top with a down slit. So here in this section is the bodice, and this is what I use for my lining. Someone asked in one of my videos what I use for my lining. Mostly when it comes to kente, I really do use bridal satin for my lining. There are different types of satins. We have Paradise, Valentino, and all those stuff. But the one I actually use is the bridal satin. That is the one I use as mine lining. And also I actually use the medium stiff. Okay, so that is what I use here. That is what I use to stiff the whole lining. And this section I was joining the kente pieces together so that I will be able to complete the whole bodice. So that is what you see me doing here. Here in this section I was giving notches to the curved sections so that it will be able to lie perfectly when left. Thick section I was into it, creating the slits, because the slits had this type of unique patterns, like that kind of like the zigzag thing I drew earlier. I had to use a brown paper for the cutting because I needed to utilize all the pieces of the kente she brought. It was a whole set with 3 pieces in it, and each piece was different. It had each color, like each piece had its own color. So I had to make sure that it's connected, and that was what I did here. So I had a sketch in front of me so I could really get to know which side had to be this side and which side had to be this color. So that is what you see me doing here. I was getting her measurement on the brown paper, and I do mostly of my patterns on brown papers because I kind of feel like it saves a whole lot of fabric. So when I get any kind of work, that is what I deal with. There's so many other things that people use to do their sketches and stuff like that, but here in Ghana, Kumasi, the most frequent ones you can get access to easily is your brown paper. So that is what I use. And yes, I was drafting the back panel. So here after the front I placed it on another brown paper, set of brown paper, so that I could get the zip allowance and everything, because here in this set I couldn't miss anything. This paper was just like me working on the kente. Anything that messed up was going to get messed up on the kente, so I had to make sure that I use the accurate measurement with every allowance intact, because I just had to make sure that I was getting the same thing as it has to be, so that I just don't find myself in any situation that would not be pleasant. So that was what you see me doing here. I was just treating it as if I was dealing with the kente or fabric. Yes, as you can see. So here I was pinning the zip allowance. Yes, you can see me folding the zip allowance on it to make it feel like it's just one thing. Yep, and that side is actually the allowance. Yes, I'm getting the allowance out, the sewing allowance out, so that I could just start drafting the whole thing. So this is me drafting the whole kind of deal. I just wanted to make sure that I was getting the whole thing out. That was what I did here. So I went in for my lining, which was the satin, the red satin. I placed it on. Yep, and then I did the cutting. I make sure that allowance were kind of, taken out so that I could get the exact measurement I needed. So that is what you see me doing here. 2 inches was removed from the actual measurement so that it could be a little shorter. The lining could be a little shorter, and then I'll be able to pull the kente in. I wouldn't be doing any stitch at the down. Okay, so that was the reason why I did fold that 2 inches in, so that I could make the lining shorter and pull the kente in and get what I wanted to get. I just didn't want to do the sewing like, just sew the tip of it. I just wanted to sew it with the lining, and then I'll pull it in and handle it as one piece. That was what I did here in this section. Yes. So after the cutting of the lining, as you can see here, I actually started cutting the pieces out. I mean the patterns I had in, I just started cutting them out so that I could just place them on the kente and work around with them. So here is the back section, I mean the back of the slit, and I also did cut the back of the slit too so that I could get the exact measurement I needed. I just didn't want anything to be more than what it was, because if that happened, it would have been a whole different thing. Okay, so here in this section I placed it on the kente. So this is the kente I will be working with. This is the kente I am working with. And do you see how it was like, this is purple ash peach, and that was like red ash blue, so the color was not really coordinating. I think the only thing that was coordinating was the ash color, so I had to create these panels or patterns so that it would just connect. So here in this section, this was how it was connecting in this section. Yes, this is what you see me doing here, and this is how it is connecting here in this section. So pretty much that was what I am doing. And after the joining, I opened up all the joinings to iron them so that it would lie flat and look very neat and presentable. So I went back to the machine to attach the lining pieces to the kente so that I could just pull them, do over stitches, and make them cut out neat. As you can see, yes, that is a must. That's a must. That's a must. So here in this section, you can see me joining the lining to the kente and making sure that all that were present. And this was the upper section. This is the upper section of the whole thing. This is a corset with the lacing at the back. So I was creating the channels for the bones so that I will be able to apply the eyelets at the end of the day and have the back lace. So here is what you see here in this section. I was getting the back intact, the channels intact, and this is what I did. Yes, I normally make my channels like 1/2 inch. So this was the type of bone I use. The bone comes in 2 different types. They are the ones you can sew on it and the ones you can sew on it. This is one. This is a type that you can sew on it. The ones you can sew on it, it can either be metallic or it can be plastic. So this section, it is the plastic that I am using, and I'm cutting the edges to have these circular edges. I don't want to have any sharp edge because it is very hard and it can hurt anyone at any moment. So I try my best to not go there. So I actually file them to have that circular, well-shaped tips so that it just doesn't hurt anyone. So that is what you see me doing here. I'm using my file I use for my nails to file the bone, and that is it. You just make ways where ways are not. So that is what you can see me doing. The file I use for my nails, that was what I use for the filing. So it is something you can get on the market very easily. Yep, and here I opened the channels. I found more so that it would give me that perfect effect, taking all threads that are not supposed to be there out so that I could just put in the bones. Okay, so it's actually called bone, and when you get to the market or most sewing shops, they sell them there. So that is a file. The file too, you can get them at like beauty salons and stuff like that, where they sell nail polish and stuff like that. You can get a lot of files there, different types. But this is the type I use. So this is what I use for the boning. Yep, here was the beading section. I've already uploaded the beading tutorials on the channel. I will be leaving the link in the description. Kindly do check it out. If this is the first time watching my videos, hello, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. If this is your first time, kindly do subscribe, comment, and let me you know you are here. Don't forget to send me a message on my other social media platforms. The link will be in the description as well. Here I was about to apply the eyelets. Okay, so I was marking my places where I had to apply the eyelets, so you can see me getting all the holes in it. And yep, you have to get the balls to do this right. Okay, so here I was making sure I was changing to eyelets so that I could use it. And this machine is just so perfect. It's just so perfect. Okay, if you want to get some, kindly do contact me. I would have it delivered to you. I have them in stock as this beading paying for the beading. So kindly do contact me and I'll get them delivered to you wherever you are. So here in this section I was applying the eyelets, and it makes the wax look so neat, so beautiful, so elegant. And it's just so perfect that this machine can do two things. It can actually apply, you can use it to apply pearls on your project, or use it as your eyelet puncher. Like, why wouldn't you want to get one of these? Why wouldn't you want to get one of these? It can help you to achieve a lot in the shortest possible times. You don't need to pretty much stress yourself and waste time. If you're stressing yourself and not wasting time, that's kind of cool. But why stress yourself and waste time? You need to achieve a lot in the shortest possible time so that you can get to reach a lot of things that you have to do that day. Okay, so it's always best to get machineries that can help you to achieve a lot in the shortest possible time. So kindly send me a message on WhatsApp. The link will be in the description. So I use ash eyelet because I wanted it to connect with the slit and the beading. Okay, because the slits already had ash in them. That was the reason why I used ash eyelet for this corset. This is how the inside looks like. This is how it looks like. This is how the beading was looking like after it was completely done. This was how the whole bodice was looking like after it was completely done. So this is it. This is how it is looking like at the end of the day. Thank you so very much for staying till this section. I really do appreciate that. But hey, don't forget to not skip our videos, adverts. It really does help the channel in the monetization section. It really does help the channel to get a lot of money and get a lot of things and make a lot of projects. Okay, and this section too, here in this section, the client actually came to do her fitting, and this was how it was looking on her. Yep. Can you see how the kente has coordinated at the back of it? That was the one we wanted to achieve. This was what we wanted to achieve, and this is what we achieved. So yep, this was how the whole kente was looking like at the end of the day. And yes, this is how the whole beading was looking like. Thank you very much, Esther. Thank you so much for waiting till the end. XOXO. Kindly do subscribe, like, and share.